I'll rotate your phone so it wants me to be this way. That's so weird. I used to always have my phone left to right. Now they want it vertical. So weird.
Huh.
Hi, friends. Oh, I'm live. Hi. My red button just popped, so I know I'm live. Hey, hi, good morning. We are working on some kitchen cabinets today, and I get so many of you asking how to do it. And I have this big long thing that I copy and paste and send when I get the questions. So I just thought we're in the middle of deconstructing and cleaning, and thought I'd just give you a exactly how we're doing it sort of video. So let me flip you around. The girls are like, don't get me, but it's kind of a small kitchen, so we'll see. I may get them. So the first thing we do is we start taking all of the hardware off. So that's what Angie's doing now. And we put all of the hardware in a container because all of the hardware is the same for each cabinet. The hardware, I mean the hinges and all of the knobs. Now, one thing that you have, is that where you're putting them in a bag? Okay, yeah, let's just stick them in a bag.
And he's
Okay,
going to
all right.
spray paint his own hinges.
Okay, all right. He's going to spray paint his own hinges. So yes, so if you've got, that was where I was headed next. Like her knobs are up here. Sometimes they want to add a pole type thing to their knobs, so a second hole will need drilled to fit. A lot of times the hole's down here, so we do a hole up here to change the hardware. Or if they're not happy with the hole up here, if you're painting it, that can be changed. And then you re-drill wherever you want. Now they're good with where the holes are, so I think they're getting new poles, but the hardware isn't going to match, so those will have to be sprayed. Keep in mind that when if you can't see the hinges, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't change. A lot of times the hinges are hidden, but I would we clean them and then spray them with a Rust-Oleum metal spray. Just know that eventually, as you open and close, that rubbing where they rub is going to probably rub off a little bit. For how much you would have in a large kitchen, it's probably worth it to spray them for a while. But this one's got some damage here, so it's time to be painted. So all the knobs are off. Next is the hinges. Then if you notice the blue tape, like right here, we're using the alphabet today. So this is drawer I. This is drawer A. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, but you mark here and you mark the drawer. And I don't see where you guys are. Oh, here it is. They're marking them right here, right there. Whoops. Oh, it won't. It doesn't like when I turn my phone. So here, let me do it this way. Right here. So this one is I, so this was the first one. So when it's time to put them all back together, we know that I goes to I. A will go to A. Same thing with the cabinet doors. Here you have a 6. The doors are 6 and a 5. And so out in the garage on the backs of the doors, you can see here is number 8. So then they'll put a number 8 up here as well. So when you're putting them away, 8 will go, or when you're putting them back together when they're all painted, 8 will go to 8. 2 will go to 2, 1 will go to 1, and everything fits because all of the hinges are usually put on by hand. So this one could be, twisted just a little bit, and you get 3 doors that look like this one. You don't know which one it is, so your door might never close properly. Stuff like that happens. So that's why it's really important. You can see all of the drawers are marked, and then all of the openings are marked as well. And then Angie is here, my other Angie, is here mixing some TSP with a little bit of water, and she's doing some cleaning. The girls got here before I did this morning, so they just used some Dawn dish soap to start first coat of cutting the grease and grime. And so Angie's doing a good cleaning with the TSP, which that stuff just, you don't want to use that for your everyday cleaning because it'll dull the shine a bit. But when you're getting ready to paint, that's exactly what you need to use. And this is the liquid TSP. We still mix it with a little bit of water. You can get powdered TSP, which we keep as a backup in one of our boxes just in case we forget our liquid. So anyway, I think that's all that's going on in here. And then out here, Natalie is starting to line up our cabinets, doors. We'll just leave the drawers sit on the counters. And then we use Sherwin-Williams multi-purpose primer. Ooh, the light's kind of bad, but we have multi-purpose primer. And then we have Pro Classic Semi-Gloss. And we do not tint that. We just use the Pro Classic Semi-Gloss. It's called Extra White. You see there's no labels on it. Nothing has been mixed. It's just right off the shelf. Pro Classic White Semi-Gloss. Sherwin-Williams. And then we keep all of our Cool Whip bowls and stuff like that. Those will go underneath the doors for little lifts. Because if you paint them on the floor where the edge is hitting, we'll go over onto the drop cloth, and then you'll have a little bit of maybe it'll peel off when it sticks. You'll have a little bit of an edge that you're not gonna like. So we always lift them up. And a block of wood works. Like if you have a 2x4, just run that. Run 2 of them, and you can lay your doors on top of those. Just anything to get them lifted. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Marie. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. Let's see, what else? What else can I tell you? I know one more thing. Let me show you one more thing in here. But really then at this point, now that they're cleaned, we'll sand them, and then we'll dust them off, wipe them off, and then start priming. And we do 1 coat of primer and 2 coats of paint. Because these are so dark, we may need a 3rd coat. For sure, like in the bevels, we always paint the bevels with a brush, and then we roll everything out. Oh, that's got gook on it. Let's see, that's probably her rag. Let me just catch this while I see it. Okay, so it doesn't get missed. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to show you. So in here, we always paint, where are we? Here we are. We always paint this lip right here, okay? We always paint the framework, so all the way around, we always paint that. However, this one is flat. There's no lip there. So we do not paint the bottom. We just paint the sides and up around. When this little lip is raised, sometimes it's raised just to snap, we paint that then. But when they're flat, we don't paint them. So she does not have to take her stuff out of the cabinets. Sometimes, like this is, we just push stuff back a little bit so our paintbrushes don't hit. But yeah, you don't have to take anything out. You don't have to take the stuff out of your drawers. Like sometimes painting the cabinets may not be as big of a deal as what you might think. It is, but it isn't. As far as for the homeowner, they have to live a couple of days. It usually takes 3 days, but they usually have to live a little bit without their kitchen, so it's like pizza night and Chinese and whatever, and the wives never seem to mind that. So all right, you guys, I'm gonna go. I've got to go get some trash bags. We line our paint pans with trash bags, and we're out. So I'm gonna head to the store, and if you have any questions, post them here, or you can message me. Share this if you know someone that's getting ready. Someone's getting ready to paint. Let's see, I just got a question. Let's see, why does the sanding them not clean them also? I would think that would be all you would need to do. I did mine a few years ago. The walls and bathroom developed bone spurs in my neck. Oh no, so your cabinets aren't finished. Okay, Dora, let me answer that. If you started sanding when they're greasy, it feels gummy. You can't sand something that's greasy and sticky. So you have to clean it off first and then sand it. You're almost maybe like warming that grease and pushing it into the wood more, into the graining, and you really want to get it off. So like Angie's here, whoops, let me see here. Oh, I was gonna flip it. Oh, where's my flipper? There it is. Angie's scrubbing away. She had a spot. She's scrubbing away because you don't want any grease or dirt. And to just sand that, like that piece that spot that I just wiped off that cabinet, to sand that would just smear it. It would just smear it. The sanding is not so much to sand and get it all off as it is to put little microscopic scratches in it so that the primer will grab. So it's not really you know, to sand the finish off. It's more to make the primer stick. So hope that answered your question, Dora. At least that's how, you know, there's a lot of people on here that do these cabinets. I wish we were set up to do spraying. I think it's a really nice finish if you have a spray booth or you have a painter that is able to do that. But I really, you know, these have always been fine. It's a little more factory looking, I think, when they're sprayed. But we don't have a spray booth, and I wonder how they transport them back, because when we have taken them off site and tried doing that, when we stack them in the car, the paint's still soft for 30 days. And so you, when you stack them, even if you put a drop cloth between it, here and there, you'll see like the texture of the drop cloth. So we've tried foam, we've tried every which way. So now we just have stopped taking them off site, and we do them right here on the job site, and they have time to you know, harden. A lot of people will leave them lay. If they do them in the basement or something, they'll leave them lay because it does take 30 days. I always tell my people that we've worked for, if you get a chip or two, don't panic, because the paint's not cured yet. And typically in 30 days time, they will harden. We've had one time, not too long ago, we had to go back and do a clear coat. Her fingernails were really chipping up around the knob, and that's the only time we've ever had that happen. So I don't know. We cleaned and cleaned that. We did everything we could do. So she kind of liked the shinier finish with the polyurethane anyway. So we did go back and do that for her. But it's not normal. We normally don't do that. So anyway, that's all I have. I'm rambling now. I'm a rambler. You all know that. So okay, I'm off to get trash bags. Have a good day. See ya. Bye.